it seems like allegations of serious indiscretions about other individuals always come out when, you know, a leader is in trouble. I don't understand why is it that it comes out this way. And secondly, it seems like the decision has been taken, you know, by the majority of those who attended the CEC. Now, either way, if people want to be at the trough of corruption, as you put it, they'll be there.
What are you trying to say, my leader?
Why actually go this far to actually challenge that?
I must not challenge injustices.
I'm actually talking about the central, you know, democratic centralism that you speak to as well.
Are you suggesting that I must not put these issues to the public even when, even when I know about their existence? I must, like a sheep, quietly go into the slag barn and submit myself to be hanged by people who have political agendas when I know that the issue is not the indiscretion that I have apologized for, that the issue is about the political agenda that I am now pointing out. Would you have dismissed someone for having an extramarital affair in your life? Would you dismiss someone who have made a mistake of having a relationship between consenting adults on the basis that the other one was a boss and the other one was a staff member? Does that warrant a suspension when somebody is on record agreeing that that is wrong and apologizing over, including in the meeting itself? What are we talking about? Can we weigh things here? Can we put everything in the scale of justice and say all that we know have happened in the past is weighing much more lesser and lighter to what the mistake I've committed today? Can you make that conclusion? I don't think so. Any person, in fact, people will realize very, 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 very soon, if these people succeed, that that scale is a scale between a necessary fight to address the 36.8% of unemployment rate in South Africa, to address the poverty of South African workers, who 44% of them today are living on 10 rands a day. And the fact that we have become number one in the world and that we are seeing and finding no solution to that triple challenge. And that COSATU now is being held both its hands and every limb so that it cannot engineer a direction opposite to that situation. When people realize that on the other scale, you have a country whose future is being threatened away by corrupt individuals who are looting the country left, right, and center, and who wants their actions protected through blue, red, or black, every means possible, versus hanging an individual who have championed those values but who committed a mistake. Put those things in the scale and tell me that I must resign at this particular point, and see whether you're not committing the greatest injustice, not only in my individual rights, but to this workers' organization as well. Last questions. Last question.
Hi, Mr. Vavi, Karine du Plessis from City Press. You said that I presume the organization had hoped that rogue intelligence reports like the ones you distributed to us had come to an end in 2007 after Polokwane. Do you regret the decisions you'd made in the run-up to Polokwane? Do you regret that now?
Karine, you want me to make a big statement of headlines. All I'm saying is this, that when I formed, in fact, when I put my entire career and life and everything on the line to mobilize workers and society for the Polokwane breakthrough. There were many things that I believed had gone wrong. One of them was that a minister of police went on a television live to wrongly accuse his own comrades of plotting to stage a coup against a sitting government and president in the form of Cyril, Matthew, and Tokyo. I, together with the collective, had felt that this was a great injustice, and it formed part of our belief that state institutions were being employed to discredit individuals and to deal with them politically in order to silence them for narrow internal organizational purposes. When the Browse Mole report came up, remember it was sent to me, I released it in public to say you can't do this to other individuals. When you have an allegation against anyone which you believe that that person have broken the law, you don't circulate Browse Mole reports and all these things. You gather your intelligence and present your evidence in the courts of law for those individuals to be given an opportunity to defend themselves. I've spent 35 years of my life in this struggle so that we can achieve a South Africa where individuals will be treated in that fashion. Not stuff like this compiled in dark corners and then a campaign get run to deal with individuals, not in the courts. Every allegation that is there, because what that thing says is that I am organizing all the protest actions of service delivery. It's me plotting against the government in order to stage a coup d'etat. Or the xenophobic violence, I engineered it. The establishment of Ahang, I was in the advisory committee. And that now I am establishing a political party. All manner of conspiracy theory. And as you will see from the lawyer's letter, it is not just that is saying so. Read some other aspects that I have produced of statements made by other COSATU leaders. It's exactly because they would have read that stuff. That's why they have come to the conclusion that I must be destroyed and that every step of the way must be developed to deal with the individual who is in the employ of the American imperialism to dethrone not only an elected government in South Africa, but to overthrow all governments in the African continent that are led by the liberation movements. This is what is contained here. Surely you don't allow people to be persecuted in that fashion. And this is what I'm taking a great exception to. Whether 2007 was right or wrong is neither here or there. The issue is that today in 2013, these activities are continuing. Today we can't have any discussions on our phone because there is paranoia amongst all of us that our phones are being tapped. What type of a democracy is that? This is not what we laid our lives for. This is not what Chris Hani died for. This is not what Solomon Mahlangu said those things and Vuyisile Mini said those things about. Thank you very much, comrades. I have to go.
News that moves. eNCA.com.